Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Fable: The Lost Chapters on the PC. This is Jesus Quesadilla. So in today's episode, we're going to go ahead and continue where we left off, jumping right into the story progression into our teenage years.
The guild was now the boy's life. The memory of the Oakvale flames still scorched his mind, but soon he had no thought other than training, and he became stronger and more agile with every passing year. His days were filled with grueling exercises, the nights with study in the library. Finally, he was ready to become a guild apprentice, just as Maze had foreseen. The real training was about to begin.
Get out of bed, lazy bones.
Whoa.
We were supposed to meet the guildmaster on the other side of the river, but that was an hour ago.
Yeah.
Race you there.
Alright, so I don't think she's actually going to race us. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start off our teenage years here. In this little part of the game, we're going to be taught the mechanics of using a sword, a bow, and our magic. So that's all going to be contained in this episode here today. So we're going to just race on out to where the guildmaster is, and he's going to show us how to use a real sword. And we're actually going to be fighting Whisper. This is going to be the start of our rivalry right about here.
You can put that old stick away.
Pretty sure he's the one with the old stick, but anyway.
Get used to the weight of this sword, and let's see if you can hit Whisper with it.
Alright, so we've got an iron longsword, guys. This is exciting now. We're actually getting real weapons for the first time in the game. So Whisper is going to block any attacks you do to her. You notice the sword glowing there purple after we hit her a few times with her blocking? That's called Flourish, and while we're not going to be using that ability just yet because the story brings it up later, it allows you to break through enemy guards. I won't be using it right now because the story doesn't really tell you about it yet, but we will find out about it soon enough. Alright, so now we're going to reverse roles. Whisper's going to be trying to attack me, and I'm going to be blocking all of her attacks. So this section of the game is easy enough, I guess. I mean, there's not a whole lot that needs explanation yet. It's really self-explanatory. The game gives you the controls and everything, and you just stand there and block.
Well done.
So, guys, I'd really appreciate if you left some comments below. Just, you know, give me some feedback here. Let me know if you're enjoying the series. Also, if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate if you go to my channel and check out my Let's Play Grand Theft Auto series if you're a fan of that game, or even if you've never played it and just want to check out what it's like. Please feel free to hop on over onto my channel, and I've got quite a few videos for that series as well. So now that I'm done with my cheap plug, let's get back to what's going on here. This man, the tall black man, is Whisper's older brother. No, his name is not Shout. His name's actually Thunder, and he is an arena champion. And basically in Fable, being the arena champion means that he went through this Colosseum-like battle where it's round by round, and if you complete all the rounds, you become a champion. We will, at some point during the game, towards the end of the game, be completing the arena as well. So we're going to become an arena champion by the game's end, just like Thunder. So we made quick work of Whisper in that little exhibition match, and Thunder's just chewing her out for that.
Keep training if you want to go there yourself one day.
I could have beaten him if you hadn't stopped us.
We have few enough heroes as it is, without the two of you tearing each other apart in training. Speaking of which...
Alright, so now that we've completed the melee combat section of the training, we're going to go ahead and go into archery. So we're going to go ahead and talk to the guildmaster over by the archery range once this little segment's done, and we're going to get started on that next.
Then meet me by the archery range to continue your training.
Righto. Actually, we don't have to wait for him. If you talk to him before he reaches it, you just teleport over there, so you can do that too. Alright, so now we've got a longbow. In this game, there are two types of ranged weapons. There are longbows and crossbows. Crossbows are more powerful, but they also take longer to load a shot. The animation for it's longer because you actually have to draw it back and pull it back and everything. So I tend to stick with longbows, given the choice. So we're just shooting stationary targets at first, which, again, it's very self-explanatory, just lock on and shoot. However, in this next part, we're going to have to shoot them while they're moving.
Well done.
And I have a bit of a technique for how to get a really high score in this next test. We are going to be scored for our accuracy, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I do in order to get a really high score every time I do this.
The middle one is worth 3, and the one at the back will score you 9 points.
Yeah, those points that he tells you aren't accurate at all. You actually get way more points than he describes in that little cutscene, but ignoring that, you just need to get as many as you can. I think if you get more than about 200, then you're good in terms of being able to get the best congratulations from him.
Come on, lad. Get your bow out.
Alright, so basically what I do is I like to come as far forward as I can so I'm right up against the fence. And I always draw back and shoot for the one in the furthest back. You can really shoot at it. There's 2 different times I recommend letting go when the bullet's fully drawn back. One is just as it's entering the crosshair, and the other is just as it crosses it and it bounces back in that little corner there. You can also hit the second target. I hit the second target sometimes just if the one in the far back is taking too long to come back into the reticle. But keeping this up, you should, with very little trouble, be able to get a really high score. The other thing here is that we're going through 3 different training things. We already did the sword, we're doing the bow right now, we're going to be doing magic in a second. Once you've done all of those, you have the option to replay them and unlock better weapons by getting high scores in them. I'm going to go ahead and do that, well, off camera. I might put in a bonus episode, maybe, but in either case, I'm going to be doing that off camera without commentary and just getting the highest scores I can so I can unlock the best weapons.
Do that in your skill test and I'll be most impressed.
Yeah, that's what you mean by skill test. If you get an A+ in your skill test, then you get a new weapon. You get a new sword if you get an A+ for the melee combat. You get a new bow if you get an A+ for ranged combat. And for magic, I think they just give you a couple potions. So we're getting into magic now. This element of the game, to me, is a little bit flawed. There are a few spells we're going to get in this game that are nearly game-breaking in that they make it so easy. When we get a lot of experience, I'm going to go ahead and get them so I can show them to you. I'm going to try my best not to use any magic that makes the game too easy, because then it just gets kind of boring. In particular, healing and protective magics in this game, you get to the point in the later part of the game where if you get the right magic spells, the right protective spells, you can make yourself almost completely immune to any attacks. And that to me, it just kind of ruins the game for me, so just, I don't like to do that. I'm not going to do that for this Let's Play. I'm going to stick to things that, in my opinion, are balanced. So this one's also easy. You just lock onto these targets and cast your Thunderbolt at them, and that's the first spell you obtain in the game. You can just cycle through the 3. When one pops up, the other 2 will closely follow it. So I just start with the one on the right, and I do a little sweeping motion to catch all 3 with one quick swoop. And so if you get, I think about 20, if I'm not mistaken, if you hit 20 targets, then that's considered you get the best congratulations. That's the best you can do. I think I got about 24, and I'm not sure I've ever been able to get more than that, but that's more than enough. Alright, so yeah, we've completed those 3 hero disciplines.
Or you can spend some more time exploring the guild.
I'm going to go ahead and stick around. You have the option here to skip ahead to adulthood now that you're done with your training. But like I said, I'm going to stick around and try and get high scores in all 3 of those tests. The other thing you can do besides that, though, is there's a little optional mini-quest you can do with Whisper. You can follow her into the guild woods, and there you encounter some bandits, I think. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. Those are the guys you talk to if you want to do the tests to get higher scores and to unlock better weapons. But we're just, I guess you don't talk to her, but you run into the guild woods and it'll trigger a cutscene with Whisper. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
The beetle nest is just at the top of the... Wait. Did you hear that? It's coming from over there.
No, but I can see those guys standing there plain as
Only
day.
we could get across that stream.
It's probably not very deep. I
Why
could
don't you
probably
use your
walk
bow?
or swim across.
Some of that lightning the Guildmaster taught you. I'll heal you if you get hurt.
And of course, she's going to let us do most of the actual work. I'm going to go ahead and use my bow. I think the bow does a little more damage than the lightning does at this stage of the game. You basically just hit two fully pulled back, two shots from your bow that are fully drawn back, and that should take out each bandit. If they start shooting at you, just strafe left and right like I'm doing here, and they have really bad aim anyway, so you shouldn't get hit very often, if at all. And with this last guy dead now, I think that should about wrap it up for us.
Did you see the look on their faces?
What do you mean,
Wait till
we?
the Guildmaster hears about this.
And of course she's going to run off to go tell the Guildmaster and try and take credit for it. I don't mind though, because there are going to be a lot more difficult missions that we're going to get the credit for, so in due time, Whisper, in due time. So I think that about wraps it up for now. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a bonus episode where I show you guys me getting the high scores on all those tests, and I'll upload that after this one. But like I said, that'll be a bonus episode, so there won't be any commentary. But that brings an end to the teenage years of Fable. And so with that, I thank you guys for joining me. Once again, this is Jesus Quesadilla. Comment below, let me know what you guys are thinking. And that's about it. Peace.